The Who Would Win of the Week this week is the Wet Bandits from Home Alone, a.k.a. the Sticky Bandits, versus Dale and Brennan from Step Brothers.
Marv and Harry.
I believe so, yes. I got to make sure. Oh, I don't have my phone. Which one is which? I think Marv's
the hair guy.
Marv's a tall one, yeah, and Harry is Joe Pesci.
The Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits, sir.
Marv and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's which?
Just go on IMDb.
Home Alone Wiki.
God, the internet, there's so much stuff on there. Home Alone has its own wiki. There are a ton of those movies, and most of them are fucking terrible, except the first two.
There's 4.
No, there's more than 4. I think there's 5.
Joe Pesci was Harry.
Okay, there we go.
Marv was Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay.
You said this guy was handsome? No, that was
somebody else. From
thank God.
Yeah. Wait, Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not.
He looks like
Let me see the picture of him that you're looking at. Okay, yeah, that is what he looks like now. Yo, he does look like Elon Musk
with a mix of somebody else. He
just looks like a weird hipster Elon Musk, like a Brooklyn hipster Elon Musk. That's how I describe him.
Yeah, that could work.
You know who Macaulay Culkin is married to? Brenda Song from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior.
Really?
Yeah, London Tipton herself.
London Tipton.
Married to Macaulay Culkin. They got a kid, actually. They have a kid.
Really?
And Macaulay Culkin was also, when he was like much younger, I think when he was like fucking 18, married to Mila Kunis.
Macaulay Culkin was married to Mila Kunis. Pre-Ashton Kutcher?
Pre-Ashton. You know it.
Wow. How do you think I mean, I don't know what London
I think they're
Tipton's
both doing
like these days. But.
She's looking good. So they're I'm sure they're both happy.
Okay.
But
enough.
Ashton Kutcher is definitely better looking than Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Even in a black turtleneck and jeans.
His
Steve
most
Jobs.
famous role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a back seat, Kelso. Steve Jobs is in the room.
Something about the hair, man.
I was trying to do like an Ashton Kutcher Steve Jobs impression, but I can't do it. I didn't even try it.
But that's why I know
it was going to be not good, but okay. But you didn't even see what I had in the bag.
I like this fight because there's something so appealing about a stupid criminal.
And I'll tell you, let me say it like this. And this is something that both of these duos have, is they're both just angry idiots. It's just two groups of really mad dum-dums. And they're going to be going into this fight so hot-headed. It's the Sticky Bandits versus Prestige Worldwide. It's going to be two moguls. Can the Sticky Bandits go against
titans of industry?
Yeah, exactly. Against these two titans of industry? These two entertainment moguls?
So,
and
my thing is...
Okay, yeah.
Like, though the Sticky Bandits are dumb. Like, that's their whole they get outsmarted in like exactly how you think a child would defend their home is like what he does.
Yeah.
And once you realize, there's only a child here, the first thing you should be looking for are all the things that go poorly for them.
You should be watching every surface for marbles to slip on.
Yes. But on the contrary, or like to tie into that, not on the contrary, I guess, don't know if that was the right term. Just trying to have a good transition. Mm-hmm. Didn't work. Now we're still,
yep, just making
there.
it longer.
Yeah. But if I had to imagine, like, okay, how would Dale and Brennan set up a home security system? It is exactly how Kevin McAllister did it.
Oh
like,
my
they
God.
would do exactly that.
That is the argument to make for this fight. I think that argument that you just made will define the outcome of this entire fight, because you're so right.
You're like, because you're thinking in your head, like, yeah, but Dale and Brennan in that movie, like, the whole point of the movie is like kind of how dumb and like childish they are.
Yeah.
So you're like, that's going to be a negative. But in this case, it actually works out to be a positive because that is clearly the weakness of the Wet Bandits, of Harry and Marv, is like they can crack a security system, but if you have a cardboard cutout of Ron Burgundy set on top of a toy train, they will be just absolutely dumbfounded.
Yeah, they're done. That's a height
They're
of
like,
technology.
who's here? If you put on any 70s,
movie.
any black and white film,
Yeah.
they're going to be shitting their pants.
Be like, there's a person in that room
Yeah.
that we need to get away from. You're so right. However, they are the two most durable men on the planet because Dale and Brennan, when they get in that actual physical fight, like they do fuck each other up pretty good.
Yeah, they hit each other with a shovel and a baseball bat.
But what the Wet Bandits, I mean, they get hit with fucking paint cans,
irons,
they get
bricks.
Electrocuted. Like there's
Step on nails.
videos on. There's one video in particular that I'm thinking of on the internet that's like some like scientist or whatever, some kind of expert watching those stunts and being like, dead. Like they'd be dead if this was real. They'd be dead. His skull would be crushed. He'd be dead.
But what I think about though is, like, I imagine their number one. Here's the difference: is eventually you'd have them both on the other side. If you really got them pinned in a corner, you made it through all their obstacles, no matter the damage that you took, and you continue to persist on. If you finally got them backed into a corner, you'd open that door and like they'd be sitting there with samurai swords in their Chewbacca masks.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is
And,
Brennan and Dale have this confidence where if they did, like, again, like you're saying, like if Harry and Marv did get past all of the Step Brothers traps, they would have a moment where they'd be like, no, this is where we step up, because they're just like, this is what happens in movies, so
Yeah.
this is what happens in real life, even though these guys are real criminals. Like
Kind
even if they had, yeah. But even if the Wet Bandits had guns, like Dale and Brennan would still approach this situation the exact same way.
Yeah, until the door opened, and then they panicked. But here's my question: how does like that? Because I haven't seen it. I guess probably in two or 3 years. When Home Alone like ends, like, do the police come
They must. I honestly
and
don't
arrest
remember.
them? I feel like they just
do
like,
go to jail
so they must get
because they
arrested.
get out of jail in the second one, I think.
'Cause
I
I was
honestly
thinking-
don't remember.
In my head, I'm like, how do they like just give up eventually? Like, do
Yeah.
they take enough to the point where like this house is not worth robbing?
Yeah. I don't know, because they are very persistent. That's the other thing about those guys.
To an extent, but then eventually they don't rob the house. So
Well, they
what
don't
happens?
get to rob the house, so I think they must get arrested at the end of it. Something goes down.
Why is that not step one? Call the police.
He doesn't want to call the police because he steals the toothbrush earlier in the movie,
yeah.
and he's afraid that he'll get in trouble for that. So they thought of it. John Hughes thought of everything in that movie.
Foolproof.
Yep, exactly.
Classic.
Don't ever come at the logic of Home Alone.
No, they were actually talking about this is probably subconsciously why I was thinking of the Wet Bandits, but they had this conversation, like how unrealistic it is. Like, how many children would you have to have in your house for you to forget one?
Oh, man. I mean, they had a lot of fucking kids.
Well, they had 8.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when they're counting, the neighbor boy gets counted.
Yeah.
But the neighbor boy doesn't get in the cab.
No, but by then everybody's so fucking squeezed in there that it's like we already and you already did your due diligence in your mind,
And
so
nobody
you're like,
likes him anyway. He's the runt of the family.
yeah, fucking
It's kind of sad.
buzz going at him. It is sad.
You want to know what movie sad like that is?
Well, let's lock in our
okay.
answer for this. We might as well, because I think we both know.
I'm taking Dale and Brennan.
Oh man, I feel like I have to take them just because your argument about, like, if the Wet Bandits lost to Macaulay Culkin, they will certainly lose to the Step Brothers because it's essentially
Because
the
if
same
anything,
thing.
their stuff will be more like outlandish.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So it's got to be Dale and Brennan locked in.
Yeah. Lock that in. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who'd win of the week? Dale and Brennan from Step Brothers versus the Wet/Sticky Bandits.